Black Alpha Network. Power to the people.
That's our motto. We want freedom by any means necessary.
Yeah, I might be anywhere, but when I leave, you remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
All right. What's poppin'? Certified Black Society, we locked and loaded for another go around, another day, another dollar, and another day to break down the system of white supremacy and replace that motherfucker. And when we replace it, we're gonna replace it with something that serves us, Certified Black Society. Cause you could be looking for justice and you find out it's justice for everybody else. It's justice that serves that group, and every other group but our own. And that ain't what it's about, and that ain't what it's hitting for. You feel me? As we always say around my way, that ain't the business, bruh. So what the fuck we gonna do? We gonna tear down white supremacy. Any group that wants to be like white supremacy, any group that wants to duplicate, mimic, or have their own version of white supremacy, we gonna knock all them motherfuckers down one at a time. Cause when I say there's only one way to go, and that's all the way to fuck in, we gonna go all the way to fuck in. We working. Y'all can't see me right now, but I got my ones up. Put them ones up for the motherfucking B1s. Certified Black Society. One love to all my brothers, sisters, kings, queens, goddess, and gods. Ain't nobody better than us, but you already know that. And even more so, they already know that shit. We gonna chop it up, break it down. And right now, what the fuck I want to talk about is the realest shit in the world. And you see over here on the Black AlphaCast, I mean, this subject after subject after subject. You know, there's content, more content. There's always something. This shit is ever changing. It don't ever stop. And you gotta evolve with it. Cause the shit that you may be kicking today may not be the shit you gotta kick tomorrow. And what you kicked yesterday may not be the shit you gotta kick today. It just all depends. You gotta ride that wave. You gotta play the motherfucking front line. All that playing the back shit, that ain't never gonna cut it. Cause the way you act and the way you respond may dictate where the fuck you gonna be. And you move and you lose one motherfucking second, then you may be out. Cause if you ain't moving, then you're losing. You know what I'm saying? So as I always say, when these motherfuckers turn up the heat, nigga, we get hot right along with them. Right along with them. And that's how you gotta do it. So as we talk about shit changing and we talk about things evolving, let's talk about the Race Soldier Academy. White supremacy has went on for hundreds of years. And the only way something can go on that long is if it's taught, learned, and practiced. That's it. White folks always try to make it look like white supremacy is some type of, offshoot. It's a particular individual. They always want to individualize it. But in reality, this shit ain't individual. Individuals carry out a greater culture when it comes to white supremacy. Let's get real. Let's break this shit down. Let's pull out the motherfucking pens and pads in this motherfucker. White supremacy is a culture, just no different than any other thing we do in this motherfucker. I don't understand how in the country, all we do is celebrate cultural shit. You know, we got Halloween and fucking Christmas and New Year's Eve and 4th of July and Easter and all that shit comes from a culture. Same way white supremacy does. But the reason why they run from the term culture, because if I tell you a culture does it, that means there are millions of people who participate. Now, you know they don't want to talk about millions of people because you leave these motherfuckers alone, white folks will try to tell you it's only 5 white people who've ever been racist. So when you start talking about a culture, that means millions of people participate. And then when I tell you this culture has been around for hundreds of years, that literally means there's been billions of motherfuckers who done participated. And that cancels all that shit about isolation. That cancels all that little individual shit where it's just Donald Trump and Donald Trump supporters. That will literally put a wrench in the narratives that they try to push about white supremacy. But in reality, white supremacy is way deeper than that, and white supremacy goes on inside the minds of every white person living. Whether they've done that shit, whether they haven't done the shit, whether they mama, daddy, uncle, aunt, I don't give a fuck. Y'all know how I done talked about that shit before. White folks do this consistently because that's the only way something can be maintained. There's no way in hell that a brutal, oppressive culture can go on this long with only 25% of them doing it. I remember talking to this woman one day. It's a sister, by the way. She gonna try to tell me, she said, well, do you think all white people are racist? I said, first of all, I don't give a fuck if they are racist. I'm telling you that they are responsible. And she said, well, not that many of them can be racist. I said, let me tell you something. You don't have an oppressive system that rapes, murders, kills people for hundreds of years if only 35 of them are doing it. It has to take the majority to participate in this shit for it to ever go on this long. And the fact that the majority are doing it, that means they have some type of breeding system. They have some type of ranks that they work motherfuckers up and they send motherfuckers out in each and every way. We always talk about white supremacy, but we never really talk about how they breed white supremacists within the white culture. Within the white culture. We just think, you're racist, mom and dad said fuck niggers, and the kids say, yeah, fuck niggers. No, it's deeper than that. These motherfuckers get real detailed with it. Because remember, white supremacy is their pride and motherfucking joy. White folks ain't out here just doing white supremacy because they don't want to do it, or it's against their will, or they kind of like it but kind of don't, or they're doing it very incoherently. Hell no. They're very motherfucking coherent, and I tell people this all the time, and I say this with conviction. The average white person you meet, and I don't care what your relationship is with them, I don't care how many times they fucking smiled at you, I don't give a fuck about none of that. The average white person you meet, no matter how close you think you are with them, remember, white supremacy was their first love. Bet on that. And the way white supremacists have always been able to continuously renew and remodel and to reinvent themselves, the only way they do this is by having a fucking breeding system, having an academy. These motherfuckers breed race soldiers. It's no different than the military. You talk about going to the Naval Academy, going to boot camp. It ain't no different. A motherfucker go, he want to be a Marine, motherfucker want to be in the Air Force, they want to be in the Army, it don't matter. You have to go through a system that trains you this way. I'm not talking about just no little rinky-dink, little small time shit either. White folks have a very skilled, intricate motherfucking system where they raise up these kids. They raise up all of their little BS. And I don't mean bullshit, I mean baby supremacists. All their little BS running around, and little BS Sally and little BS Billy and BS Johnny, they raise all that BS. And all they do is walk around and they have filthy little BS kids, baby supremacists. And they teach these little baby supremacists how to be white supremacists. And they teach them about what happens when you don't follow the code. They teach them how to reprimand each other. These motherfuckers don't just wake up one morning and white supremacy is like implanted in their fucking mind like Star Wars. It's the Force and shit. No. These motherfuckers get taught this shit because it's taught, learned, and practiced. And every white person you know, whether you like them or you don't, they had to go through the Race Soldier Academy. Now, what degree they come out with, what particular skill they got to go through it. It's like a motherfucking trade school. They got to pass certain tests. They got to pass certain motherfucking agendas. They got to study. Now, for them, studying is just watching their elders, But either way, they got to do it. Every single culture has that. We speak about in our culture, right? Black alpha. I want to have black alpha babies. Raise black alpha children. Black alpha, somebody who's proud to be black. Someone who holds their own. Somebody who stands on their fucking square. That's what it's all about. And that's what we are always doing. Us real black folks, let me think about it. Coons, what do? They pass that coonery down to their fucking kids. Ignorant motherfuckers pass that ignorant ass mentality down to their motherfucking kids. This is what the fuck goes on in your average day to day. I want to raise strong black people. I love when I see young black people who are already self-aware and they got a strength and a pride about themselves that was passed down to them. Trust me, they done had somebody in their fucking family that was about that life. They done had somebody in their family who was about that black alpha life. They got busy and they passed that shit down. Same way a fucking coon to pass shit down is the same way a white supremacist passes it down. Only difference is that the white supremacist has passed his shit down for years and he has a system in play that punishes people, that reprimands people who go against it. And it also rewards and they benefit from it. So therefore they have more of an incentive and they're much, much more passionate about making sure that their kids get it. Look at it. A white motherfucking kid will get cut off by his parents for fucking with a black person. Because white supremacy is all based upon maintaining it. Of course they want to maintain some shit that they all benefit, some shit they ain't got to really work for nothing, shit they always get the benefit of the doubt, shit they can just run around and do as they please on the fucking earth. All the motherfuckers want to maintain it, and the only way you maintain it is to make sure you raise kids who follow suit. So let's rock. Look at white supremacy in the aspect in the terms of a school, right? When you go to school, what do you have? You have teachers, you have principals, you have fucking advisors, you have counselors, you have it all at a school. And you can literally trace each and every single one of them to white supremacy. They operate just like an academy, just like a school. You have students, the BS, the little BS fucking filthy little BS children. You have them would be the students. Then you would have the principal. The principal will be the hierarchy. That would be grandma and grandpa, Just how you very rarely see the principal unless you're in trouble. It's the same way they very rarely see their grandparents. The grandparents would be like the principals. The teachers would just be the parents. Then you have guidance counselors who all sit there and they observe and they analyze the tactics that these white motherfucking kids can be. This is how it all works. In and out. It's a flow. It's a system. Same way as I said when you go to the Naval Academy. Each person has a particular skill set. You want to be a mechanic. You want to be a motherfucking engineer. Go that way. 3 doors down. To your right. That's where you go. Your brother, he goes 3 doors down and to the left. And we're going to raise him. Because it's not just about raising white supremacists. It's about raising good white supremacists. So white motherfuckers can continue to do their slum bullshit and dominate people. That's what it's all about. As they say, the dominant society. You only have a dominant society if you're raising dominant white supremacists. That's what makes the wheels go round. And this is how it all works. You take a white guidance counselor, probably an uncle or an aunt or dad or mom, whatever the fuck. You take a white supremacist guidance counselor and they watch their niece, nephews, or they watch their children. And then they sit there and watch particular little skills and personality traits that these motherfuckers have. And then they start to run these motherfuckers straight through the Race Soldier Academy. They say, little Sally, she's a manipulative little bitch. Let me send that little biatch down the motherfucking hallway where she can learn how to be a fucking Karen. Then little Sally, she goes to her classroom where she is taught how to be a filthy, no good slum Karen bitch. Alright, and then the next thing you know, you see that no good, filthy slum Karen bitch on TV making some type of accusation about a black man. I tripped over my motherfucking feet and a black man did it. A little black boy stole something out my purse. A black man was trying to rape me. You know, all of that shit that we see on a day-to-day motherfucking basis. It didn't get like this just because. These motherfucking Karens y'all see out here on YouTube and on the internet, these motherfuckers didn't become Karen at 29 years old. These motherfuckers been that way since birth. They were bred to be this way because that shit was taught, learned, and practiced at the Race Soldier Academy. Facts. You can have a whole family, 5 kids, and each kid got a different degree. I ain't lying. Sally got her bachelor's degree in being a Karen. Her sister Susan got her associate's degree in being a Karen. Both their brothers, Spencer and Prescott, got master's degrees in being Ken. One is a Joe Biden style, one is a Donald Trump style, and their oldest sibling, Jethro, graduated with honors. Top of his class. All from the goddamn Race Soldier Academy. Facts on motherfucking facts, I tell y'all. And you know what the Race Soldier Academy is? It's these white motherfuckers dinner table every night. That's where mom, dad, sister, brother, they all convene. That shit ain't no different than going to college, going to high school, middle school, elementary school, preschool. That's what the fuck it is. That's where they breed the future white supremacists. But you gotta go through the Race Soldier Academy. And the difference with this shit is, this right here, this tuition free. This is straight tuition free. You can go to this motherfucker, just be white, show up. Your ass to get a full ride. Straight scholarship. You get a scholarship on how to hate niggas. You know what I mean? Your son can be tomorrow's motherfucking Ken. Your daughter can be tomorrow's motherfucking Karen. It don't matter. It's like having social studies, math, science. I'm talking about the whole motherfucking reading, writing, and arithmetic. Just sprinkle on some motherfucking white supremacy. Boom. You got it. Race Soldier Academy. That's what the fuck happened. I mean, how else do you explain it? How else do you explain these motherfuckers that come from all backgrounds? These motherfuckers be on one side of the earth and the other side of the earth. You got a white bitch, a white dude from motherfucking New York, California, and Kansas, and they all act the same way. They all feel the same way about niggas. They all got the same sleazy little deceptive tactics. They got the same excuses, alibis, and justifications, and they ain't met each other not one day in their motherfucking life. How do you explain that? Easily. Their asses all went to the same school. All went to the same school. It's no different if you got a motherfucker who went to Harvard, Yale, Ivy League. I told you, white folks got an Ivy League. An Ivy League of racism. But that shit's right there at their motherfucking house. And then the neighbor got one at his house. The motherfucker on the other side of town, the motherfucker on the other side of the county, state, it don't matter. Country. Hell, you got white motherfuckers that's in Belgium, Norway, England, Germany. And these motherfuckers done been to the Race Soldier Academy. Oh, they may speak a different language, but their ass is teaching the same motherfucking studies. That's what the fuck go on at the Race Soldier Academy. I'm telling y'all, I put that shit on every motherfucking thing. That's what they be on. You gotta laugh at that shit, cause the same way that we wanna strive to be better people, we wanna strive to be thorough and strong and have self-pride. This is the petty little sucker shit that they doing. You know what I mean? Over at our motherfucking house, when we sitting there trying to build up and trying to build a community and trying to really just get on a good motherfucking accord with good vibes, motherfucking frequencies in the universe, all that shit that we be on. These motherfuckers is over there teaching they motherfucking third grader how to hate niggas. They teaching they little motherfucking kids how to be tomorrow's supremacists. What kind of sick slum shit is that? And these is the motherfuckers that black Democrats think is gonna turn around and throw an arm on you and say, hey, we buddies. Matter of fact, speaking of that fake throw the arm around you shit, that's something that they learned at the Race Soldier Academy. Oh yeah, that liberal conservative style, that covert overt shit, that's some shit that they learned at the goddamn academy. I promise you, this is exactly what they learned. Any style of white supremacy that you see, it doesn't matter what it is, they learned that shit at the academy. That's where where the fuck you think they learned it? What the fuck? What, you think they just woke up one motherfucking morning and that shit was just there? No, the shit came to them by getting taught, learned, and practiced, passed down from mama, daddy to the kids. That's how it play out every single time. So you got one white household, and at their motherfucking academy, they teaching that blatant shit, you know? The guidance counselor said, man, let's make Bobby a motherfucking no good, mean, motherfucking blatant Trump supporter. And then the other household said, well, let's make Joe a fake, phony, motherfucking fraudulent Joe Biden. And then there you go, overt, covert, blatant, secretive. Same shit. This shit all gets taught at the Race Academy. So you might be in the motherfucking guidance counselor's room and he says, you know, Jack is a no good motherfucker. We gonna make him just go bust a black man across the fucking head. He might grow up and be in the Proud Boys or the Boogaloo Boys or whatever the fuck you call them. But that shit all comes from and runs through the academy. So this little myth that we said, as I was saying, this little myth of, man, look at the kids, man. Nobody's born racist. Look at the way kids get along and they play together and all that shit. That's funny. That's funny that they try to use kids as an example about race relations. But the average person I know, matter of fact, let me ask y'all. I guarantee you, your first racial experience did not come when you was 27, did not come when you was 18 or 40. Your first racial experience, just like the average person I know, came as a child. You probably got called nigger or some wild ass shit from a little white kid. Straight up. So when they sit there and try to point to kids and be like, man, the kids is a good example. Man, kids love each other. We should learn from the kids. First off, motherfucker, I ain't learning race from no child, okay? I know white folks are trying to be slick and all that shit they be on, but no, fuck that. We gonna keep it 100. I ain't watching after no motherfucking child and say, man, we could do like the kids do. Because if you follow that, then you see why white people are racist. Because little white kids be saying nigger in the first grade. Little white, y'all ever see the video where the girl took a cookie out of cookie jar? It's a white girl and a white mother, Karen and baby Karen, or mom and BS, baby supremacists. And they talking about who took the motherfucking cookie out of the cookie jar or some bullshit. And they say, oh, who did it? And the girl saying something, and out of nowhere the little girl says, a black guy did it. The nigga, she didn't even say the goddamn black man took the car. She said the black man took the fucking niggas is out here stealing cookies out the cookie jar. So what the fuck you think she gonna say when she get older? She gonna be that same Karen y'all see on the motherfucking TV talking about a black boy stole something out of her purse or a black man raped her. Straight the fuck up. That's why like 90% of black men who get out on DNA evidence is black men who are falsely accused by white women. White women been doing this shit since back in the day. You know why? Because the Race Soldier Academy has existed since back in the day. That's how that shit is 400 years strong. You understand? So don't listen to none of that bullshit. We all know what it is. We all know these motherfucking little white kids be racist as children. As children. You know what I mean? To this day, I know people who have their kids come home from school and say that little white kids done pulled their hair, called them ugly, made fun of them consistently. And I got people all over the motherfucking country. And I hear these stories. And these stories identically reflect the same shit I seen when I was a kid. Come on now. I know motherfuckers want to make it look like racism happened yesterday at 2 and it just started and it'll be gone tomorrow at 5. No. Hell no. So racist white children equals race academy. That lets you know that they breed these motherfuckers at a young age. Trust me, a little white kid knows by the time he's in fucking first grade that he's white and white is cool and better and black folks is mean. He know that shit. That's why you got little girls talking about black men took cookies out of cookie jars. Now I done seen all types of funny style shit like that. Straight up. I've actually I seen some shit on the internet one time and it was talking about this lady, some bitch, and she was talking about how her kid would stare at the black guy and out of nowhere in the store he just said a nigger and everybody looked at her and she was embarrassed and she pulled that shit like we don't teach them that at home. Bitch please. Bitch please. You taught that motherfucker at home and you taught him at an early age because all y'all motherfuckers done went through academy. Matter of fact, you done went through the academy when you was that little motherfucker's age. Because that's the way the system goes. That's how you maintain and you sustain racism for 400 plus. You gotta have a pecking order, you gotta have a system. And that's straight facts, and that's the hard truth. A lot of people just don't understand what white folks teach their kids. A lot of folks cannot wrap their mind about the sick, petty shit that they teach their children. But that's why the shit goes on. And it's not just the household neither. Let's get this straight. The Race Soldier Academy, quite frankly, is anywhere where white folks are. Anywhere where there's a system of white supremacy. So you have it, yes, at the house, but at the same time, you got that shit at the store. Because they go out to the motherfucking store and they watch the way white people operate. When they go to actual school, where the teachers are there, you gotta understand. We got a system in this country that we call the preschool to prison pipeline. And this is how black people are getting treated. That same school is also teaching racism. That same school is teaching the white kid a lesson and the black kid a lesson. This is the thing about living in a system of white supremacy. You could have a black person and a white person standing in the same space, but living in two different worlds, living two different lives, getting two different lessons. So a black kid and a white kid can attend the same school. The black kid is being prepared for prison. The white kid is being prepared for white supremacy. And they both are doing this in the same motherfucking classroom. That goes into the nigger laws, but that's a whole nother one. We're gonna get on that shit another day. But that's what go on. So if you have school, and we call the school system in America, which is racist as fuck, black kids get expelled and suspended quadruple the rates of white kids, even though black kids represent a very, very minute population of students. but that's another issue. The very fact that you got a system that we call preschool to prison allows you to know that some race academy shit is going on. The teachers is teaching this shit because I think teachers are 95% white women. So that same Karen that I'm talking about the baby one and the adult one. That's the same motherfucker in the classroom teaching black kids that they ain't shit and they're gonna go to jail, and teaching white kids that the world is theirs. And all of that shit, when you wrap it all up in one, is the Race Soldier Academy. In the house, outside the house, at school, on the job, the whole goddamn country. It's all one big ass race academy. Black kids are getting taught one lesson, white kids are getting taught another lesson, you know? And this is what goes on. This is a breeding system. They breed these motherfuckers day to day. There's a supremacist being bred every fucking moment. Every second there's a supremacist born in the United States. I'm only being real. It's only natural. How the fuck you think this shit go on for so long? How you think? And that's just the young folks. And then when the young folks become teenagers, they go into a higher learning. It's like levels, you know, first grade, second grade, third grade. Eventually these motherfuckers get middle school, high school, college, then they graduate and they go into the goddamn workforce as white supremacists. When motherfuckers get socialized, let's be honest with you. Being socialized in America really just means your ass is being indoctrinated with white supremacy. Straight up. And that goes for every fucking body. But if that goes for everybody, imagine how it go for white folks. See, they already have a 10 fucking year head start. A lot of motherfuckers don't know they black until they become adults. But you got white kids running around this motherfucker knowing they white at 5 years old. Come on now. Come on. Go to any motherfucking school across this country and you got black kids running around thinking we just kids. We just people. You see him saying, bye Johnny, see you tomorrow. Johnny ass don't give a fuck about you. And if he does today, he damn sure won't tomorrow. Especially when he gets his full ride scholarship through Race Soldier Academy. Hell nah. White kids is already knowing the color factor at a young age. And they bring that shit with them straight through adulthood. And then you got your motherfucking white supremacists. That's how it goes. I mean, that's how motherfucking petty these folks is. You know, their kid may come home and say, Daddy, I called a black girl nigger today and said she was ugly. He said, well, goddamn it, Johnny, extra credit for you. You gonna get extra goddamn mashed potatoes on your motherfucking plate right now. Come on, I'm gonna take you fishing. It's just like a school. These motherfuckers get extra credit, everything. Daddy, I pushed a little black boy off a swing. Well, goddamn, I'm gonna go buy you a new goddamn basketball. You wanna see a movie? Ice cream for every goddamn body. Ice cream for dinner. That's how these motherfuckers operate. They petty as fuck and don't ever think that they're anything more than that. Cause that's what they are today. That's what their asses will be tomorrow, and so on and so forth. But that shit just like a motherfucking school. They take motherfucking tests too. I said extra credit, they take tests. Alright? Johnny, there's 4 people in the room. Somebody stole something. It was the black man, the white man, the Arabic man, the fucking Chinese man. Who did it? The black man. All right. Good job. A+. Hey, Johnny, someone broke into somebody's house. Who did it? The black man. All right. High five. A+. Check, 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 check. You get a passing grade. We're going to move you to the next one. Now, the white kid say some shit like it wasn't the black man. His ass is going to get held back. They going to say, nope, wrong answer. Man. X his ass out. Matter of fact, go stand in the corner. Matter of fact, you got to go to in-school suspension. Oh, hell no. No recess for you. that answer ain't motherfucking acceptable in the Race Soldier Academy. Hell no, it's always the black man. Your ass gonna get held back and stay in the 3rd grade of white supremacy. Hey, these motherfuckers got grades. I'm telling you. That's preschool, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 1 through motherfucking 12, college. Motherfuckers get degrees, master's degrees, associate motherfucking degrees, bachelors. It don't matter. These motherfuckers go post-grad. These motherfuckers got white supremacist fraternities in this bitch. You know, they have it all. Anything you looking for, you can find at the motherfucking Race Academy. The Race motherfucking Academy. Race Soldier Academy, where white folks practice racism, they breed racist motherfuckers. So we gotta quit just focusing on white supremacy. Motherfuckers gotta understand if you really wanna know this shit. I ain't talking about on the surface level. Any motherfucker can know something on the surface level. But you ain't really got a true understanding until you understand it at the roots. If you a rooted learner, then that's the real person who's really on the highest form. So if you really want to understand this shit on a real motherfucking level, you got to know how they breed. You got to know how these motherfuckers get cadets and recruits. Just like I told you, this shit is an academy. You got a whole new fleet that comes in every goddamn year. Every motherfucking year. As soon as motherfuckers graduate and they throw the motherfucking hats in the sky, them is white supremacists. That motherfucking hat go up. And when that motherfucker come back down, they busting a nigga across the motherfucking head. You know what I'm saying? Or some white bitch is making some motherfucking bullshit accusation about a black man. Matter of fact, let's talk about that. Emmett Till. We talk about that lady who made that bullshit ass excuse me. We talk about that Karen bitch who made that bullshit accusation that got Emmett Till killed. Y'all really think that was the only black man that she made an accusation about? Or is that the only one we heard No. That ain't the first time. That's just the only one that made the motherfucking news. And niggas wasn't making the news like that, okay? That was the only time we heard about that shit. By the time she accused Emmett Till and got him murdered, that shit had happened probably 50, 75 other motherfucking niggas. Off motherfucking top. Where'd she learn that from? Man, think about it. That shit happened years ago, and you still got people doing the same shit now. And then what happened? The male race soldiers, they came in and they played their role. You see the academy, you see how they got taught. She makes an accusation, and then the man comes in and he makes the kill. That same shit that went on then goes on now. False accusation by the woman, murder by the man. Take these police officers. Oh, I fear for my life. Where the fuck you think they learned that at? Come on now. Oh, the black man stole something. He had cigarettes. He had CDs. Where you think they learned that at? Oh, he was reaching for his gun. Where you think they learned that at? He was trying to rob me. Where the fuck you think they learned that at? Do you think it's one big coincidence that white folks are all on the same page? Through thoughts, beliefs, and actions, they all act identical when it comes to us. White folks may not agree on nothing. May not look alike, may not talk alike, but one thing they all are on the same page about is black folks. I'm not sitting here talking about these motherfuckers went to a religious academy. I'm not sitting here saying they went to a moral academy. I'm not sitting here saying they went to a musical academy. No, they went to a motherfucking racist academy. That's the one thing that binds them all together. And you think that's a coincidence? You think it's a coincidence that two white people who never met act identical when it comes to black folks? Two white motherfuckers who existed in completely different centuries act the same when it comes to black folks? Is that a motherfucking coincidence? Or their asses done learned? And if they have learned, where the fuck you think they learned it at? If your ass said the Race Soldier Academy, then you goddamn right. And with that said, that's another breakdown by the Black Alpha Network, keeping our motherfucking foot on the neck of all these white supremacists, letting everybody know. They say if you knew better, you do better. Well, that's how white supremacy operates. You gotta know about these motherfuckers, you gotta see them coming, and that which way you can navigate around the motherfuckers, or you can straight up smash them. But that's what we do. They can't never fool us like they fool them coons or them smuts. The Certified Black Society, we don't play that. But right now, like I said, we broke down Race Academy. This is how these motherfuckers keep this shit going. This is how these motherfuckers continue to pull their bullshit. Well, we gonna continue to set their ass on fire, Black Alpha style, for sure. But it was good chopping it up with y'all today. Like always, much respect, like always, and I appreciate all the love. Yes, indeed. Make sure you subscribe. Send this to every real one you know. I'ma do the same. It's black first, black only, just black, and all the above. And I'm Black Alpha 6. Salute to you from the Black Alpha Network. One love, everybody.
That's our motto. We want freedom by any means necessary.
Yeah, I might be anywhere, but when I leave, you remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.